to my channel. This is Maylani Cooks, and first off, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the people who did subscribe to my channel without even having a video out. I just want to say thank you so much. I appreciate the support. But enough talking. We're gonna be making cheeseburgers and fries, so stay tuned, put on your aprons, and let's get to cooking. Okay, so first guys, we are going to be making caramelized onions, so we need an onion. So first, what we want to do is what I prefer doing, cutting this onion in half. So after we have them peeled, we are going to actually you should keep these ends on because it helps the onion to stay intact while you're cutting it. So, well, all we're doing is just cutting this way, very thinly julienne. So now that we have our onions chopped up, I have the heat going on medium for each one of these heats, and this one is for the caramelized onions, and this one is for the fries. So now I'm gonna show you how to turn this into this. These are the fries that I cut, so I'm gonna show you how to do it. So you take your peeled potato and you slice it long. So now that we have all our slices, we slice the whole potatoes into slices. Then we're going to do it vertical again, this flat side down. Make sure the cuts are pretty close together, so mixed in type fries. There you go. These straight cut fries. After you cut the potatoes into slices, that you put it in cold water so it doesn't turn brown. Okay, so now we still have our heat on for the onions, and we have our heat going for the fries. So now we're gonna cut 2 tablespoons of butter to put in our pan for the onions. So once you put 2 tablespoons of butter in the pan, what you want to do is make sure that you get every area of the pan with the butter so it's coated for the onions. Now we can put the onions into the pan. You move it around periodically. Move the onions around. Make sure they all get coated as they're caramelizing. So watch over the onions, and when they're brown and soft, then that's when they're done. Now that our onions are as brown as we want them, now we're gonna plate it up with our tomatoes and lettuce that I've already chopped up. check on our oil to see if it's 375. So now we're gonna take our fries and put it in the oil. But before you put it in the oil, you wanna make sure that you pat them dry, because oil and water does not mix and you're gonna have an explosion, and no one wants that. So now you're gonna drop them in there. So make sure you move it around and separate all the fries so they won't fry together. So now we're gonna check on these, let them cook for at least 5 minutes and we'll see what's going on with them. All right guys, so it's been 5 minutes and you can see our fries are getting a little bit hard, but they are flimsy. And now, in another 5 minutes, we're gonna check back on these and see if they become a little bit more brown. Okay, so we are going to use the same pan because all the caramelized onion juices are still in the pan, and that'll be good flavor for our burger. So we're just gonna use the same one, bring it back up to temp, and once it does, we're gonna drop our patties in there. All right, so I have put my burgers in the pan, and now we're gonna season it. I'm going to season it with some seasoning salt first. About a teaspoon on each patty. About a teaspoon of garlic powder on each patty. About a tablespoon of onion powder on each. And a few dashes of black pepper. And that's for each side of the burger. We do the same amount of seasoning. And you wait for this to cook 7 minutes and then we flip. All right, so after the 7 minutes of having these cook on this side, now we're going to flip them. Ooh, look, yeah. Nice, now that's flavored. That crust is flavored. Oh, look at that, y'all. You would not believe these were vegan. So, like I said, for the other side, we're going to season it with the same amount of seasoning that we did before. Seasoning salt, onion, garlic, and pepper. So now after we flip them and season them, now we're going to put cheese on it. Place it on each of the patties. And to get it to hug the cheeseburgers, we are going to steam them. And how we do that, we put water in the pan and cover them immediately. So we're gonna do about 2 tablespoons of water to steam these. And we're gonna let this steam for at least about a minute or 2. All right, so now we're gonna take them out. So now we have a pound of ground turkey because my mom and my sister who lives with me don't eat ground beef. So that's what we have for today. And I have seasoned it with a tablespoon of seasoning salt, onion powder, garlic powder, and black pepper. So we have it all in this bowl, and now we're gonna form it into patties. It should be about the size of your palm here. And then you flatten it out, spread it out, and rotate it as you're pressing it out. And then you just put it straight in your pan. All right, so after 7 minutes, we are going to flip these now. All right, so now that we flipped them, we're gonna let them cook for another like 5 to 7 minutes. All right, so I took the other ones out because they're gonna be extra, they're later, and these is for my mom and my sister. And so now we're gonna be putting cheese on them. And again, we're gonna put about 2 tablespoons of water. All right, so now that the cheese is melted, we're gonna put it on the plate and set it to the side. Oops, you're running away from me. Okay, so now that the turkey burgers are done, we are gonna toast our buns last because we want it to be nice and toasty and warm. So we have our heat on. We're gonna toast it with some butter. Make sure it's softened. If not, it's not gonna apply on the bun the way we want it to. All right, so now we're going to put the butter, try to spread it on there. Get it nice and coated. The more coated it is, the more toasty it would be. And we could just put it straight in there and let it toast. So you should toast these buns for at least about 1.5 to 2 minutes. And it should be nice and brown by the end of that. All right, so our bread should be nice and toasted. Let's see. Oh, look at that. All right, so we're gonna put it over here. And we're gonna start assembling. All right, so now we are going to cut into this burger. All right, guys, now you have completed making this meal. Now it's time for the fun part, and the part that you did all this for is to eat it. So let's do that. That's really good. Make sure you like and comment of what you guys want to see more of. And that's it. Just enjoy eating. Goodbye.